Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Greg Sloop, and it's time for Live at 5 on this Sunday, August 4th, 2024. Hope you've had a great day, had a great service at Kannapolis Church of God this morning. So thankful for the move of the Spirit and the blessings that God gave to some who came to pray. Thank the Lord for that great move. Today, we are continuing our look at prominent and well known stories in the Old Testament. We're up to Exodus chapter 8, verse 16, where it talks about the third plague, the plague of the lice, or as some modern scholars interpret it, the plague of the gnats. Either way, not very pleasant. Let's start with verse 16 and we'll do a little commentary as we go through. So the Lord said to Moses, "Say to Aaron, stretch out your rod and strike the dust of the land, so that it may become lice or gnats throughout all the land of Egypt." And they did so. For Aaron stretched out his hand with his rod and struck the dust of the earth, and it became lice on man and beast. All the dust of the land became lice throughout all the land of Egypt. Now, just imagine for a moment, whether it's lice or whether it's gnats, either way, lice are so tiny and they are a parasite and just get in people's hair and all over their bodies. Gnats, on the other hand, will land on you and they'll get in your nose, your ears, your eyes, wherever they can go. And either way, it is an absolutely maddening thing to have surrounding you. And it says here that when Aaron struck the dust, that all the dust of the land, the entire nation, and all across the nation, the dust turned into either gnats or lice. Either way, it is a horrible thing to have to deal with. Verse 18 continues the story and says, "Now the magicians so worked with their enchantments or their secret arts to bring forth lice, but they could not." Now remember, the first two plagues, the water turned to blood, and the frogs, the magic people, the magicians of Egypt, were able to duplicate or at least counterfeit the actions of Moses and Aaron when they turned the water into blood and when they turned or brought frogs forth from the Nile River to fill the whole earth in Egypt. In this case, though, it says they could not match the actions of Moses and Aaron. Then the magicians said to Pharaoh, this is such a neat story here, a neat part of the story, because they said to Pharaoh, "This is the finger of God." Some modern scholars translate this as an act of God. Either way, they gave God credit for what was happening because they could not replicate it. They couldn't counterfeit it. They could not bring it forth as did Aaron and Moses. And even though they told him this is the finger of God, this is an act of God, Pharaoh's heart grew hard and he did not heed them, just as the Lord said. Have you ever known someone that no matter how good of evidence you gave them, no matter what an argument you gave them, what information you were able to share with them, no matter how wrong they were, they still would not change their mind? Don't write their name in the comments here by any means, but I think that it's this kind of situation. Pharaoh's heart was hard. Maybe his head was hard too. Either way, Pharaoh would not give in to the request of Moses to let the people of God go into the wilderness to worship. And in response, twice plagues came that seemed like they could have been replicated. But in this particular case, the lice or the gnats, whichever one it might be, either way, they were not able to replicate this act. They could not counterfeit it. They could not make a fake. And they said to Pharaoh, "This is the finger of God." I'm telling you, sometimes people will not even listen when God knocks on their door. Be aware, understand your surroundings, understand who's speaking to you. And when God says something to you, listen to what he says. That's the word for today. Spend some time with God every day in the Word of God and prayer. It's the best thing you'll do all day, and it can change your life for the better. Good to see some of our folks on today: Sharon Noblet, Kathleen Powlis, Jean Goodman. I know there are others on here that I can't see your names, but thank you, whatever time of day or night you watch, for watching Live at 5 with us each day, Sunday through Friday. Please know we love you. We're praying for you, and I look forward to seeing each of you again tomorrow.